I turned the home I inherited into an Abbiri. My sister thought it would be a family home forever. So 6 months ago, my grandpa died. Real talk, I was devastated. This man basically raised me when my parents were too busy with their own drama. His estate was worth about $1.5 million, and he split it 3 ways between me, my sister Beth, and our cousin Trevor. The oldest got first pick, then second oldest, then me. Beth and Trevor both went for the cash, $500,000 each. I got stuck with Grandpa's beach house in Santa Barbara. At first, I thought I got the short end of the stick. Like, who wants to deal with property taxes and maintenance when you could just have cold, hard cash? But then, I saw the place again after the funeral. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, literally 50 yards from the beach. The deck has this insane view of the ocean. And there's this little path down to the sand where Grandpa used to take me fishing when I was 8. For the first few months, I let Beth use it whenever she wanted. She'd come up every other weekend with her boyfriend Jake, eat all the food I stocked, leave towels everywhere, and never once offered to help with utilities or anything. I'm talking like she'd blast the AC all weekend, take hour-long showers, and then just bounce on Sunday night, leaving dirty sheets and empty beer bottles. Then the tax bill showed up, $15,000 just for the year. I'm 24 and work at a marketing agency, making decent money, but not throw away $15,000 on taxes money. I called my realtor friend Madison, and she was like, "Dude, you could make bank on Airbnb. Beach house that close to the water. Easy $300 a night during summer, probably $180 in winter." So I told Beth my plan. She completely lost it. Started screaming about how I was destroying Grandpa's legacy. How the house was supposed to stay in the family forever. All this guilt trip stuff. Then she hit me with the real reason she was mad. She'd already planned her wedding reception there next summer without asking me. Just assumed she could use my house for free for her 200-person party. The best part? She spent her inheritance paying off credit card debt from shopping sprees and a trip to Europe with Jake. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to keep paying thousands in taxes so she can have her Instagram-worthy wedding venue for free. She sent me this insane email, calling me a soulless capitalist who was ruining the neighborhood. Said if she had picked the house instead of cash, she would let me stay there anytime I wanted. Which is hilarious because Beth has never let me borrow so much as her car charger without making it a whole production. I ignored her tantrum and listed the place anyway. First booking was this sweet couple from Phoenix celebrating their anniversary. They left the house cleaner than when they arrived and wrote this amazing review about how peaceful it was. Made $600 for the weekend. Beth showed up unannounced 2 weeks later with a key she apparently had copied. Found the couple on the deck having breakfast and started yelling at them about trespassing on family property. The poor woman was crying, thinking they'd been scammed. I had to drive up from LA at 7 a.m. to sort out the mess and give them a full refund. When I confronted Beth, she said she was protecting Grandpa's memory from strangers who didn't belong there. I reminded her that Grandpa rented out rooms to college students for 20 years to pay his mortgage, so he'd probably think I was being smart. She called me a liar and said I was making that up. So I showed her the rental agreements I found in his desk. 20 years worth, his signature on every single one. She went completely quiet, grabbed her stuff and left. Haven't heard from her since. 6 months ago, my grandpa passed away. He was like a second father to me when my parents were caught up in their own troubles. His estate was worth about $1.5 million, split 3 ways between me, my sister Beth, and our cousin Trevor. Being the youngest, I picked last. Beth and Trevor took the cash, $500,000 each, and I inherited Grandpa's beach house in Santa Barbara. At first, I thought I got the short end of the stick. Who wants to deal with property taxes and upkeep instead of having cold hard cash? But after the funeral, I visited the house. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, just 50 yards from the beach, with a deck that had a jaw-dropping ocean view. There was a little path down to the sand where Grandpa and I used to fish when I was 8. It felt special. For months, I let Beth use the house whenever she wanted. She'd come with her boyfriend Jake every other weekend, eat all the groceries, blast the AC, take long showers, then bounce Sunday nights leaving dirty sheets and empty beer bottles. Not once did she offer to help pay for utilities or anything. Then came the tax bill, $15,000 for the year. I work in marketing, make decent money at 24, but no way I could drop $15K on taxes alone. I called my realtor friend Madison, who told me the house could easily make $300 a night in summer on Airbnb. about $180 in winter. I told Beth my plan to rent it out and pay the taxes. She completely lost it, screaming I was destroying Grandpa's legacy and that the house was supposed to stay in the family forever. Then she dropped the real reason. She'd already planned her wedding reception there next summer without asking me. Just assumed she could use my house free for her 200-person party. Beth had spent her $500K inheritance on credit card debts and a Europe trip with Jake. Meanwhile, I was supposed to cover huge tax bills so she could have her Instagram-worthy free wedding venue. She sent me an insane email, calling me a soulless capitalist, ruining the neighborhood, and claimed if she had inherited the house instead of cash, she'd let me stay anytime. Hilarious, since she never lent me even a car charger without a fuss. I ignored her tantrum and listed the place on Airbnb. The first booking, a lovely couple from Phoenix celebrating their anniversary, left the house cleaner than they found it, and left a glowing review about the tranquility. I made $600 for the weekend. 2 weeks later, Beth showed up unannounced with a key she'd apparently copied. She found the couple on the deck having breakfast and started yelling at them for trespassing on family property. The woman cried, terrified she'd been scammed. I drove up from LA at 7 a.m. to smooth things over and gave the couple a full refund. Confronting Beth, she claimed she was protecting Grandpa's memory from outsiders. I reminded her Grandpa rented out rooms to college students for 20 years to pay the mortgage and would probably approve. Beth called me a liar until I pulled out rental agreements from his desk, 20 years worth, his signature on everyone. She went silent, grabbed her things and left. I haven't heard from her since. Story. To my fiancée, sold my late father's watch for our future without asking. Then bought designer shoes. I said, I understand your priorities. Then I reported the watch as stolen since it was in my name. When the pawn shop called the police, her future included a criminal record. I, 29 male, discovered what my fiancée Brooke 20s did last Thursday when I went to grab my dad's Omega Seamaster from the safe. The safe was open. The watch box was there, but empty. For context, my dad passed away 3 years ago from pancreatic cancer. That watch was the last thing he gave me. Bought it with his first big commission check in 1992. He wore it every single day until he couldn't anymore. Then he put it in my hands and said, "This stays in the family." I called Brooke immediately. She answered all cheerful. "Hey babe, you'll never guess what I found at Nordstrom Rack. Where's my father's watch?" Silence then. "Oh, I was going to talk to you about that tonight. Talk to me now." Well, it was just sitting there collecting dust, and Jerome offered me $8,000 for it. That's almost enough for the wedding photographer we wanted. Jerome, her cousin who runs a luxury goods exchange. Fancy word for pawn shop downtown. You sold my dead father's watch to your cousin for wedding money. It's not like that. I mean, yes, but I use some of it for something special for me too. Self-care is important before a wedding, you know? And these Louboutins were 60% off. I hung up, went straight to the filing cabinet where I keep important documents. Found what I needed. The insurance paperwork for the watch listing me as the sole owner along with the serial number and photos. Also found the receipt from when Dad had it serviced 2 months before he died. All in my name. Called the police non-emergency line. I need to report a stolen watch. Omega Seamaster, worth approximately $12,000. I have all the documentation. They took the report. I gave them Jerome's shop info. Mentioned I suspected it might be there. The officer said they'd send someone to check. Then I sat on my couch and waited. Brooke got home around 7:00 p.m., carrying 3 shopping bags and wearing what I assume were the new shoes, red soles. She was all smiles until she saw my face. "Why do you look like someone died?" "Oh, wait. Are you seriously still upset about the watch?" "I'm not upset." "Good, because I actually have amazing news. Genevieve can fit us in for engagement photos next month if we put down the deposit tomorrow. We're not taking engagement photos." She laughed. Actually laughed. "Don't be dramatic. I know you're attached to old things, but my phone rang. Local PD. Mr. Morrison, we've located your watch at Premier Luxury Exchange." The owner confirmed receiving it from a Brooke Hawthorne. "We'll need you to come verify it's yours, and we'll be pursuing charges for receiving stolen property and theft." "Understood. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Brooke's face went white. "What are you doing?" "I reported it stolen because it was..." "It's in my name." "You had no right to sell it." "Are you insane? I'm your fiancé, ex-fiancé." The shoes clicked frantically as she followed me to the door. You can't be serious. It's just a watch. I did this for us. For our future. No, you did it for $8,000 in designer shoes. Jerome is my family. You're going to get him arrested over some stupid Monique. Jerome's a grown man who should verify ownership before buying $12,000 watches. She grabbed my arm. If you do this, we're over already there. I left her screaming in the hallway. Update 1. Didn't expect this to blow up. Quick answers. Yes, this is real. No, we didn't have joint accounts. Thank God. Yes, I got the watch back. Now for the update y'all want. Jerome was pissed. Not at Brooke, at me. He got charged with receiving stolen property. His shop got searched. Turns out my watch wasn't the only item with questionable provenance. Who would have thought? But the real show started when Brooke got arrested at her job. She's a marketing coordinator at a tech startup. You know, the kind that has vibes instead of HR policies. 2 officers showed up at their open plan office during their Monday morning stand-up meeting. I know this because her co-worker Trevor posted about it in our mutual Discord server. He didn't know we'd broken up yet. Yo, Brooke just got arrested at work. This is insane. She called me from holding. I didn't answer. She called again and again on the 19th call. Yes, I counted. I picked up. You evil bastard, I'm in jail. Okay. I've been here for 6 hours. They took my shoes. The Elboutons. This isn't funny. I need bail. It's $3,000. Sounds like you need to call someone who has $3,000. I'll lose my job. Probably. My parents will kill me. Doubt it. Please. I'm sorry. Okay, I made a mistake. Can't you just tell them it was a misunderstanding? It wasn't, though. You knew exactly what you were doing. You waited until I was at work, opened my safe with a combination you shouldn't have had, took my property, and sold it to buy yourself shoes. I bought them for the wedding. What wedding? We're not getting married. She started sobbing. The ugly kind. 2 years. You're throwing away 2 years over a watch. No, I'm throwing away 2 years over you being a thief who thought I was too much of a pushover to do anything about it. I hate you. Cole stopped calling me, but the calls didn't stop. They escalated. Her mom, Dedra, called next. This woman. Imagine every entitled parent story you've read. Add leopard print and wine breath. How dare you traumatize my baby girl? You're going to march down to that police station right now and fix this. No, excuse me. I said no. Your daughter stole from me. She's facing consequences. It's a watch. My daughter's future is worth more than some old watch. Then maybe you should have taught her not to steal. She didn't steal. She was planning your wedding with my property without asking while buying herself designer shoes. Those were on sale. I hung up. Then came Brooke's dad, Robert. Former Marine, current disappointment. Son, let's handle this, Manto Man. Sure, your daughter's a thief. Now hold on. No, you hold on. Would you let someone steal your service medals? Your grandfather's flag? No. Then don't expect me to let someone steal my father's watch. Silence. Then she said it was just sitting in a safe. So is the Constitution? Doesn't mean you can hawk it for shoe money. He actually chuckled. You're really done with her completely. Can't say I blame you, but her mother's making my life hell. Not my problem anymore. The best part came Tuesday morning. Brooke made bail. Dedra put it on a credit card and immediately went nuclear on social media. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them. 2 years wasted on a sociopath who cares more about things than people. Narcissistic abuse hack survivor new beginnings. Attached was a photo of her mugshot. She thought it made her look sympathetic. It did not. The comments were brutal. Girl, you posted your own mugshot? Wait, you got arrested and he's the problem? What did you do? She kept doubling down. I sold one item to pay for our wedding, and he had me arrested. Classic abuser behavior. Someone who knew the story chimed in. Didn't you steal his dead dad's watch and buy shoes with the money? Brooke, it was in our house. How is that stealing? Because it wasn't yours. She deleted the post. Made another one. Taking a social media break to heal from trauma. Real friends know the truth. The real friends were texting me asking what actually happened. Update 2. Jerome's in deep trouble. That search warrant turned up 3 stolen laptops, jewelry from a burglary 2 months ago, and a bunch of items reported missing from various exes of his clients. Brooke's little theft opened Pandora's box on her cousin's whole operation. But that's not even the wildest part. Thursday night, I'm at home packing up Brooke's stuff. She'd been living with me for 8 months when there's aggressive banging on my door. It's Dedra, and she's brought back up. Brooke's sister, Chloe, 25, and their grandmother, Rose, 73. Rose is using a walker, but somehow manages to push past me into my apartment. Where's Brooke's hope chest? Her what? The wooden chest from her bedroom. It has all her childhood memories. I pointed to the boxes. Everything's in there. No wooden chest. Dare started tearing through boxes, throwing my late father's books around, spilling everything. You probably sold it just like you're trying to ruin her life. Please leave. Not until we get what's ours. Chloe was filming everything on her phone. This is going viral. Abusive ex won't return family heirlooms. I pulled out my phone and called 911. I have 3 people who forced their way into my apartment and won't leave. Rose suddenly clutched her chest. My heart, the stress. I need my pills. Deidre screamed. You're killing my mother. The cops arrived to find Rose miraculously recovered. Deidre elbow deep in my closet, and Chloe narrating to her phone about toxic masculinity. He invited us in, then called the police. Deidre shrieked. I showed them my doorbell camera footage of them forcing their way in. All 3 got trespassed. Rose called me a horrible little man as they escorted her out. Friday, Brooke showed up at my work. Our security is pretty good, so she couldn't get in. But she stood outside with a sign that said, Alex Morrison destroyed my life over a watch. Security called the cops. She got arrested again for violating the no-contact order that came with her theft charge. Dare called from a block number. You're going to pay for this. I know people. Your daughter knows people too. One of them's named Jerome. He's looking at 5 to 10. She hung up. Saturday was quiet. Too quiet. Sunday, I woke up to 89 missed calls from an unknown number. It was Brooke's dad. You need to see this. He texted me a link to a crowdfunding page. Help Brooke rebuild after domestic abuse. Goal? $15,000 alien. The description was creative. My ex-fiancé had me arrested for trying to pay for our wedding. He called the police on my elderly grandmother. He's trying to destroy my family because I bought shoes. This is financial abuse. I need money for legal fees, dot therapy, and to start over. Every dollar helps a survivor. She'd raised $37. The single comment, didn't you steal his dad's watch? But here's where Brooke really messed up. In her description, she admitted to taking and selling the watch in writing with details. I screenshot everything and sent it to the prosecutor handling her case. Thanks, was all he replied. Monday morning, Brooke's lawyer called me. Not Brooke, her lawyer. Mr. Morrison, my client is willing to make this all go away. How generous of her. She'll pay you back the $8,000 if you drop the charges. The watch was worth $12,000 and she doesn't have $8,000. She can make payments from prison. Be reasonable. A criminal record will ruin her life. Should have thought of that before she committed crimes. This is about a watch. No, it's about theft, violation of trust, and apparent lack of consequences her entire life. I'm done enabling that, he sighed. What do you want? Nothing. I want nothing from her. I want to never see or hear from her again. The state can handle the rest. Tuesday, Brooke tried a new strategy. She had Trevor from her work message me. Bro, she got fired. Happy now? Why would that make me happy or unhappy? It's just a consequence. She's going to be homeless. She has parents and a grandmother who can apparently have heart problems on command. You're ice cold, man. No, I just have boundaries. Wednesday, Jerome got officially charged with running a fencing operation. 11 counts. Local news picked it up. Pawn shop owner charged in theft ring. Investigation ongoing. Brooke wasn't named, but anyone who knew her knew. Deidre texted from another block number. You've ruined our entire family. Jerome was helping people sell stolen goods. He didn't know they were stolen. Ignorance isn't a defense. Also, he definitely knew Brooke could go to prison. Yes, for a watch. For theft. The watch is just what she stole. I'll give you $20,000 to make this go away. You don't have $20,000? I'll get it. Still no. She sent 17 more texts, each more unhinged than the last. The final one was just keyboard smashing and emojis. Thursday, plot twist. Robert called again. I want to apologize. Okay, I looked into everything. The watch, Jerome's business, all of it. You did the right thing. Thanks. Deidre's been babying Brooke her whole life. Never let her face consequences. Remember when Brooke told you her college roommate was crazy and made up lies about her? Yeah, Brooke stole her laptop and textbooks. Sold them for spring break money? We paid the girl off to not press charges. Jesus, there's more. 3 jobs she lost for personality conflicts. Theft every time. Deidre always fixed it. Made it go away. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm done. Filed for divorce Monday. 47 sorry. 28 years of enabling this dysfunction. I'm out. Good for you. You got lucky, son. 2 years. I've wasted 3 decades. Final update. The hearing was yesterday. Brooke showed up in a black dress looking like she was attending a funeral. Her own. Hopefully. Deidre was there in full leopard print glory. Robert sat on my side of the courtroom. Deidre looked like she wanted to set him on fire. The prosecutor laid it all out. Theft of property over $10,000. Felony. Conspiracy to sell stolen goods. Filing a false crowdfunding campaign. Wire fraud. Violating a no-contact order. Brooke's lawyer tried the sob story approach. Miss Hawthorne was planning her wedding. She made an impulsive decision, based on financial stress and societal pressure, to have a perfect ceremony. The judge, a woman who looked like she'd heard every excuse ever invented, was not moved. Miss Hawthorne, did you take the watch? Yes, but did you have permission? We were engaged. Did you have permission? No. Did you sell it for a future? Yes or no? Yes. The judge reviewed everything, including the crowdfunding confession and social media posts. Miss Hawthorne, you've shown zero remorse. You've blamed everyone but yourself. You've harassed the victim, involved your family in harassment, and attempted to profit from your crime through fraud. I see a pattern of entitlement and escalation. Brooke started crime. Not pretty tears. The ugly, snotty kind. Verdict, guilty on all charges. Sentencing 18 months probation. 200 hours community service. Restitution of $12,000 to be paid within 2 years. Felony on her record. She completely lost it. This is insane. It was just a watch. The judge, no, it was a theft of a valuable family heirloom that you sold for personal gain. Remove her from my courtroom. Deidre screamed. This is a miscarriage of justice. The judge, ma'am. Continue and you'll be held in contempt. Robert just shook his head and left. Outside the courthouse, Brooke tried one more time. Alex, please, you've proven your point. Can't we work this out? Noved, you loved what you thought you could get from me. That's not true. You sold my dead father's last gift to me for shoes, Brooke. If that's love, I'll pass. Chloe was filming again. Heartless ex-boyfriend sends woman to the prosecutor walked by. Ma'am, posting that video would violate your sister's probation terms regarding social media use in connection with this case. She put the phone down real quick. Last I heard through the grapevine, Brooke is living with Deidre. She's working at a call center, only place that would hire her with the felony. Jerome took a plea deal. 3 years out in 18 months with good behavior. Deidre and Robert's divorce is getting messy. She wants alimony. He has recordings of her admitting to covering up Brooke's thefts for years. Clue started a podcast about surviving narcissistic abuse. It has 3 listeners. Rose had another heart episode when she found out Robert isn't paying for her assisted living anymore. As for me, I'm good. Started seeing Quinn, a woman from my boxing gym. First thing she said when I told her this story, wait, she stole from you and bought shoes? Not even nice shoes? They were Louboutins. Still trash behavior though. She gets it. I keep Dad's watch in a safety deposit box now. It's been professionally serviced and authenticated. The documentation includes a note. Previous theft attempted recovered via legal action. The watch repair guy laughed. Bet that's a story. You have no idea. To everyone asking if I feel bad about the felony charge, no. She had multiple opportunities to make this right. She chose escalation every time. Brooke thought I was weak because I was quiet. Turns out quiet people just save their energy for when it counts. And to answer the most asked question, yes, the shoes got returned. The store wouldn't take them back worn, so they were sold to pay for her lawyer. She netted $300 for $2,000 shoes. Even her bad decisions have bad ROI. My dad always said, a man's character is shown not when he speaks, but when he acts. I acted. I regret nothing. Edit. Stop DMing me asking for Brooke's social media. Let it go. Also, Quinn says hi and wants everyone to know she's trained in MMA. So don't even think about sliding into my DMs with weird stuff. Edit 2. Brooke's probation officer reached out because she listed me as a character reference. The audacity is astronomical. I declined. Edit 3. Jerome's shop is permanently closed. There's a boba tea place there now. It's actually pretty